Last week we talked about everything happens for a reason. And we talked about how everything happens for a reason is a lie. Because we are given free choice. We are given free will. We can make our own decisions. There's natural consequences in the world due to sin because of our choices. That it's not from God. It's not God being a puppet master and making you do what he wants you to do. That's not how a Christian life works. This week we're going to talk about this. God won't give you more than you can handle.
Have you ever had someone try and tell you, God will never give you more than you can handle? And doesn't this just feel like a slap in the face? I mean, it never fails. Right when you're going through something difficult, maybe even the hardest moment in your life, someone always tries to comfort you by saying, don't worry, this wouldn't happen in your life if God didn't think you could handle it. Are you kidding me, man? That's not comforting at all. Then when you insist that this feels like way more than you can handle, they say, no, seriously, the Bible promises God won't ever give you more than you can handle. Really? You see, they just promised what the Bible never does.
So that's what we're going to look at tonight is what is this promise and what is this lie in this saying? Okay, I need a volunteer.
Skylar.
Okay, I guess you've been nominated, Skylar. Come on up. Yes. Okay.
Oh, it's okay. Okay. Excuse me.
Okay, stand up here. Come on up on stage. Okay. Leanne, do you want to help me?
I want to.
Am I going to be bullied?
Oh, okay, Robert can help.
Yes,
then.
let's go.
Oh, you made me look like you didn't want to. Okay. Ready? Here, come on over on this side, Robert. Okay. We're going to see how much Skylar can handle. All right? Now, here's the trick, though. You have to name the bricks as different things in our lives that we have to carry. So, this is friendships.
Yes, Skylar.
This is siblings.
This is family.
Sports.
This is
Getting ready for college. Food.
handle or buy. That was
Money.
cars.
Where? No. Oh! Just leave it, it's alright.
I don't think they're opposite similarities. Skylar.
Dating relationships.
Don't have any of those. Don't worry.
Driving.
Your looks. Right? These are all things we carry, right?
Your faith?
Your faith.
Robert.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Okay. What else? What else could we name these?
I should probably get on my knees.
I know.
Just don't step backwards.
I won't take time for this. I'm gonna help you.
Homework.
Homework.
Your
Your haircut. What else? What other pressures or things that you carry?
These boxes.
Social status. Go ahead, you want to put social. Here. You got it? Social status. What else? Sideways,
Being
huh?
sick.
Your health. You're right, Ryan. Your health.
Okay, I got this. I'm a little bit too short though. Okay, now stand back up. There we go.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, drop them all.
Like just drop it.
Yep, drop them. What are other things that you guys carry? What are the pressures? So you can just leave them. You guys can have a seat. Thank you. Thank you.
Can we do meat
Nope, that was excellent, Skylar. Thank you.
Can we do meat
All right, I want everyone to think to yourself, try to list off 10 things. Don't make me take that away. 10 things privately that you think are pressures or stress or situations or circumstances that you have to carry in your life? Robert and I named off a whole bunch with Skylar. What are ones that you have to carry? Things that might be personal to you.
I know one.
Just think it to yourself. Now think about that phrase. God won't give you more than you can handle. Think how damaging that phrase is. To say God's going to give you a whole bunch of junk in your life. God's going to put all this on you until you're about to break. Until you're about to drop everything. All of your boxes the way that we had up here. That's not my loving God. Is that yours? That saying is full of lies. It comes from this passage in Corinthians. It says, God is faithful. He will not allow the temptation to be more than you can stand. This sounds like a really good statement, doesn't it? God is faithful. And that's true. But people have manipulated this verse over the years to make it into God will not give you more than you can handle. It's so important, and if you heard Pastor Amy's sermon this morning, she spoke about how it's really important to understand the context, the history, the culture, the people who were writing the verse, the people you were writing to understand what the Bible is saying. Now, she used the example about women, that you have to cover your hair when you pray in the Old Testament. Do we do that nowadays? No. Then there's all kinds of sayings that you're not supposed to wear blended materials. I bet you if you all looked at your clothes right now, there would be like cotton / polyester / spandex blend of some sort, right? That is not biblical. You just broke biblical law. It's so important to know what Scripture is actually talking about. And this verse is a lie. Because it's not even talking about the trials and temptations that we face. It's not talking about all those burdens that you carry. It's written to the Corinthians who were living in a world of worshiping pagan gods, fake gods. And it was written to them saying that your temptation to worship false idols, God will help you with. It's not written about God's going to help you with your stress, your anxiety, your pressure, your grades. That's not what that verse means, and it's so important that we understand the biblical context so that we can understand where the lies are. The second thing wrong with that saying, God will not give you more than you can handle, is God doesn't give you bad stuff. Remember last week we said bad stuff exists in our world because of free will, original sin, and personal choices. And we use some kind of extreme examples. A drunk driver kills somebody. That's not from God. So to say that God's not going to give you a drunk driving situation, that's not from God. To say that God's going to give you a disease, but not more than you can handle disease, don't worry. That makes no sense. It's not from God. Can you see that with that saying? Has anyone ever told you that? Don't worry, God won't give you more than you can handle. I'll give you an example. I had that happen to me. There was a really rough time of about within 6 months of all these different things happening in my life. One of the 14-year-olds at the time, she was about 16, I suppose, at this time, that I had worked with, had moved in with us because her home life was so bad. So she moved in with us when Rachel moved in with us.
Oh yeah, how was she doing?
And then, we can talk later, and then I got a phone call that one of my foster daughters that moved out and was supposed to be adopted, her adoption fell through, it didn't happen. And they said, guess what? MJ's up for adoption. Are you interested in MJ? Well, I was like, I just took in Rachel from church. I can't have Rachel and MJ. And then I started a new job at a new school. And it was really, really rough transition at the school I was at. And I really was struggling with it. while trying to raise my family, while trying to deal with these foster daughters. And then Leanne and Alana moved in. And here I now had 2 little girls living in my house, as well as a teenager, as well as a new job.
Oh, and I know
And then
my other little sister's names Lily and
we can talk about that later, Ryan. Now's not the time. And so here I am carrying all this stress, all these burdens. And then I get a phone call that my dad had a massive heart attack at his kitchen table and died. Totally unexpectedly. And it was one of those moments I was like, I can't handle all this, God. I can't handle all this. I can't handle the family and the job and the stress and then my dad on top of it, which led to a whole other world of problems within my family when my dad died. It was too much. So what did God say to me? I didn't give you those things. Those weren't from me, right? Because how can a loving, faithful God give you all of that junk? It's not. It's not from God. The truth, though, that is in that saying, God won't give you more than you can handle, is first, the junk is just part of life, as we said last week. It's part of free will. It's part of natural consequences. It's part of sin. It's part of our choices. The crap in life is not from God. Second, everyone gets it. You are not selected. You're not special. I'm sorry. Everyone gets the junk in life. And third, what God does say is, I'm going to provide you a way out. I'm going to give you a way out of all that junk, out of all that mess. So in my story, when my dad died, I went to God and he said, that's not from me. That stress, that anxiety is not from me. But I will help you with it. I will help you with it. And he provided, my family stepped up in ways I never thought possible when my dad died. Because when my dad died, I not just lost my dad, who I was super, super close to, but I lost the connection with my mother and my brother that I was not close to. My dad was like that string that connected us. And that string was cut when my dad passed away. And so my other family had to step in. And my aunts and my uncle and my cousins stepped in and loved on me. And God provided them to give me support and stronger relationships than I ever thought possible. And together we mourned the loss of my dad with people that I didn't think I'd be mourning with. God gives you a way out of that. The promises that come with this is first, not that God won't give you more than you can handle, but God will help you handle all that you've been given. Okay? Let's say that together. God will help you handle all that you've been given. One more time together. God will help you handle all that you've been given. So when it's too much, when Skylar was standing up here with all those boxes, if Leanne would have come up and helped him carry those boxes, would they have fallen? No. And what if Gwendolyn would have come up and helped him carry even more? Would there be even more he could have carried? That's what community is. That's what the Christian family is. That's what the church is. To help us carry it all together. Today's verse comes from Psalms, and it says, God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Not help who gives trouble. He is our help in trouble. And therefore we will not fear. The really good news is that all of this junk that's in our lives, all the stress, all the fear, all the anxiety, all the pressure, it may be more than we can handle, but it's not more than God can handle. It's not more than God can handle. God's saying, give it to me. I will help you carry all of that. Because I am a big, great, strong God, and I can carry it. You can yell at me all you want. I can handle it. You can fight with me all you want. I can handle it. You can stand there and try your best, but give it to me. I can handle it. Yeah.
Well, we were talking about this in confirmation this morning about how, like, you need to, like, tell God, because no matter what, you can be mad at him, you can say anything, but he can handle it, and he can
Exactly. It's okay to say to God, I'm mad at you. I have doubts about you. I don't know where you and I stand right now. You put this stress in my life. He's going to say, no, I didn't. But I can help you with it. It's okay to say how you're feeling to God because he can handle it. Could God have carried all these boxes with no problem? Could he have carried all these ones sitting over here too? And all the ones still upstairs in the nursery? Our God is this great big God. He can handle it without a doubt.
God is close to the brokenhearted. When you're in that place of like, I don't know what to do, I'm broken, God is with you. When you feel alone, like God is with you. And that's a promise.
It's a promise. This lie that the bad stuff is from God, this lie that God won't give you more than you can handle, we need to stop believing the lies. And we need to start believing the promises. And the promises is that God will be faithful. He will be with us. He will help us through it all. This is going to be, you're going to get in your small group tonight a little card with this image and Bible verse on it. All right? This is your memory card, your memory verse for the week. Now, does anyone have on their bracelet from last week? No, Leanne, you wore yours almost all week, I noticed. Ryan wore his to school a couple days. Yeah, good. Okay. So last week, if you were here, you were given a bracelet. And the idea of the bracelet was that every time you see it...
Mary keeps a bracelet. I don't think she got one.
That's okay. The bracelet was a reminder that every time you see your bracelet to look for God. That if you want to see God, all you have to do is open your eyes and look for him. Now, the idea with the memory card is this. You're going to post it somewhere where you're going to see it every day. And every time you see it, you're going to read it and memorize it. You get that scripture in your heart. But you're also going to let it remind you that God is with you always. So if you see the bottom where it starts, it says, cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. Cast means give. Give. Give it all to him. And you can substitute the word anxiety in biblical context. It didn't mean the same way we think of anxiety today. Anxiety in biblical context means whatever it is that you're carrying. Whatever it is, whatever you would have labeled that box that you were carrying. Give it to God because he cares for you. And it comes from 1 Peter. I'd like to say that memory verse together, okay? Start at the bottom where it says cast. Ready? Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. One more time. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. So that is your memory tool for this week, that you're going to put that somewhere where you see it every time. And every time you see it, you're going to be reminded that God doesn't give you junk, and he certainly is not giving you more than you can handle. Because whatever you are carrying because of this world, he is going to help you carry it all. All right, let's close in prayer.